welcome into the Home Theater. Thanks for tuning in for another film with us. If you're new here, let us start with us introducing ourselves. You're here with your girl, Amber.
And your boy, Jay.
And I'm excited to get into this. So I have had this movie on my mind since it's been suggested, and that has been since this channel started. You guys say it's an Oscar nominee film. You mentioned that it has great story writing, and it's so intriguing, and I'm ready to check it out.
Today, guys, we are watching a movie called Big Fish. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, and turn on that post notification bell so you never miss a video. Make sure to go check out our other channels, Rob Squad Reactions, Amber Reacts. We're ready to jump into it. As we always say, grab your favorite drink, your favorite snack, and let's check out Big Fish. Catfish.
A Tim Burton film. Oh, I'm so excited.
There are some fish that cannot be caught. Faster or stronger than other fish. They're just touched by something extra. One such fish was the beast. And by the time I was born, he was already a legend. $100 lures than any fish in Alabama.
He won't even bite them.
Into such speculation or superstition. Catch that fish since I was a boy no bigger than you. And on the day you were born, well, that was the day I finally caught him.
He caught him.
Now, I tried everything on it. Worm,
The voice sounds familiar.
butter, peanut butter and cheese. Day I had a revelation. Something he truly desired.
Your finger?
Gold. Now, I tied my ring
this
onto
is a
the
tall
strongest
tale.
line they made. Strong enough to hold up a bridge, they said. And then I cast upriver.
The beast jumped up and grabbed
So his dad must have been told it. He told this story from here to here. Now again.
clean through that line. Well, you can see my predicament. In the gut of an uncatchable fish.
Oh, I find it sweet.
I followed that fish. This fish, the beast.
Old Grandpa Ted.
The whole time we're calling it a him. In fact, it was a her.
Telling it again in another setting.
Today, now I was in a situation, fish, and get my wedding ring back. A chance to catch a fish like this of his own. This ladyfish and I, same destiny. We're part of the same equation.
He knows the words.
Darling, it's still your night.
On gold when nothing else would attract. That was the lesson I learned that day. The day my son was born. Sometimes the only way catch an uncatchable woman to offer her a wedding ring.
I like how the story wrapped up, though.
What, a father's not allowed to talk about his son? Come on, Will, everyone loves that story.
No, the universe did not revolve around Edward Bloom. How can you not understand that?
Sorry to embarrass you.
Oh,
You're embarrassing yourself, Dad. You just don't see it.
Speak to my father again for 3 years.
William Bloom, United Press International. If I could just...
We communicated indirectly, I guess. Christmas cards my mother would write for both of them. I'd say Dad was out driving or swimming in the pool. True to form, we never talked about not talking. The truth is, I didn't see anything of myself in my father, and I don't think he saw anything of himself in me. We were like strangers who knew each other very well. In telling the story of my father's life, it's
Oh, that's beautiful.
is to tell it the way he told me. It doesn't always make sense, and most of it never happened.
This is his dad. when
I'm
he's
guessing
younger.
this is his dad, yeah.
This is the way his dad told him. I love it because my daddy told some tall tales. He was a fisherman. He was a hunter.
Made him cough up the ring.
Made him cough up the ring. That's hilarious.
Thank you.
What kind of story this is would set the pace for his unlikely life. Always the most surprising of all.
That's the best. That was hilarious.
Are we? Yes. Yes, she's here. It's your mother.
Hey. Uh-huh. And what does Dr. Bennett say? No, sure. I'll talk to him. Yeah, I'll wait.
You need to go.
Probably tonight. You shouldn't.
I'm going with you.
I swear, some of the best sleep is on an airplane. So peaceful and quiet.
Monkey in a barn or a dog in a road?
The one about the witch.
I can't tell you that one anymore. You get nightmares.
Yeah, his dad is a phenomenal storyteller, obviously.
Gotta go in the swamp on account of the snakes. Would swallow you up before you could even scream. 5 of us out there that night. Me, Ruthie, Wilbur Freely, and the Price brothers. That most towns of a certain size have a witch. To eat misbehaving children and they...
It's always that one house.
The creepy house.
spells and curses and make the land infertile.
I heard she got it from gypsies.
Your mama's a gypsy.
Your mama's a bitch. This lady's present.
Turn off your flashlights. She'll see you.
Yet of all the witches in Alabama, there was one who was said to be the most feared. Glass eye, which was said to contain mystical power.
Look right at it. You'll see how you're gonna die.
That's full S-H-I-T, that is. Get that eye. I heard she keeps it in a box on and that
I
tape.
love their accents.
Southern Alabama accent.
Fine, you do it. Fine, I'm doing it.
She'll make soap out of you. She makes soap out of people.
So this is his dad when he's younger. This stories he's told.
Story he told.
Yeah. So remember he said, I'm going to tell you the story of my dad's life the way he told it to me.
When realistically, he was probably one of the ones that ran away. But you got to boost the story up.
Oh, yeah. Did it scare you?
Ma'am, my name's Ever Bloom, and there's folks I can see your eye.
Some folks would like to see your eye.
Did you see who the witch was? Did you notice her? Bellatrix.
You get the eye?
Was that?
From Harry
brought it.
Potter.
Let's see it.
They really are seeing their own. Oh. They're seeing their own deaths.
I was old and I fell. I wasn't old at all. I was thinking about death and all. If that was all you thought about, it could kind of screw you up. It kind of help you. Couldn't it? Everything else, you know you could survive.
That's an interesting perspective.
It is.
I guess I'm saying, I'd like to know. Huh. That's how I go.
I wanted to see it. She never spoke.
Hi, Mom. That's Dr.
His mom is so naturally beautiful.
With your father now. He's impossible. He won't eat, and because he doesn't eat, weak, he doesn't want to eat.
How much time does he have left?
You don't talk about that. Not yet.
Dr. Bennett. Oh, it's good to see you. My wife, Josephine.
Pleasure. It's 7 months.
To the day.
How could he? He's a doctor. I guess I shouldn't ask how could he.
It's a boy.
To drink one of these. He won't, but go ahead and try.
That insure made me sad. My pops passed through cancer, and that was when, in his last days, all he could handle was those insure drinks.
Dad?
You are in for a surprise.
Am I?
Having the kid changes everything. There's the diapers and the birth.
Did you do any of that?
No, but I hear it's terrible. You spend years trying to this child fill his head with nonsense, and still it turns out perfectly fine.
That's what he said he was
You
doing.
think I'm up for it?
You learn from the best.
I really love his dad.
Mom, you drank the whole thing, everyone wins?
It's not my time yet. This is not how I go.
Oh, because he saw how he's supposed to go.
The old lady by the swamp?
It's a witch. But and this isn't how it happened.
So, how does it happen?
Prize ended. Wouldn't want to ruin it for you. We wouldn't talk again. Look at us, we're talking fine. You write yours down. Same thing.
We
Oh,
are.
yeah.
They are. Wait, so is this the first time they're seeing each other since? Oh,
That wedding.
About some things while I'm here.
You mean while I'm here?
I just want to know the true versions of things, events, stories.
The true versions?
No,
This will be
I
interesting.
love his versions.
There was never much for being at home, well, too confining. And this here, being stuck in bed, dying is the worst thing that's ever happened.
I thought you said you weren't dying.
This isn't how I go. The last part is much more unusual. Trust me on that.
I don't know if I'd want to hear the real stories.
I know, I like the versions he got. Oh, he's drinking the rest for him. Ew, he knows it was nasty.
Dr. Bennett said I have to stay at home for a week.
Oh, he's got the chicken pox.
Did you have the chicken pox?
I wish.
Had to take a bath in, I don't know if it was oatmeal or... I think it was oatmeal.
His voice dropped right in the middle, singing in church.
Most times a person grows up gradually. Well, I found myself in a hurry.
He just automatically grew up.
bones couldn't keep up with my body's ambition. Spent the better part of 3 years, encyclopedia being my only means of exploration. He's hoping to find an answer to my gigantificationism.
Gigantificationism.
The common goldfish.
Kept in a small bowl, the goldfish will remain small. With more space, fish will grow double, quadruple its size.
Perhaps the reason for my growth. After all, a giant man can't have an ordinary sized life. Upon my plan to make a bigger place for myself in Ashton.
So he was the man.
Cheer outfits and football uniforms.
Those helmets look horrible. How? There's no way that protected them. Oh, that's his business. Look how in sync they are. And he won the science fair.
Who's that guy?
I don't know. He saved the dog from a house fire.
I was the biggest thing Ashton had ever seen. Until one day, a stranger arrived.
Look at how big that
Bigfoot?
hole is.
Boy, he picked that sheep up like a chicken nugget.
You ain't gonna stop him, Mayor.
Have mob violence in this town. Has someone tried talking to him?
Of course.
Son, that creature could crush you without trying.
Oh, trust me, he'll have to try.
It gives like Bigfoot vibes. Or like the big cyclopses.
My name is Edward Bloom, and I want to talk to you.
Go away.
Oh, that's you keep jumping.
I said go away.
This thing is massive.
Full knowledge of my own death.
Why are you here?
That's a real person. I mean, obviously he's probably not that big.
So you can eat me. Send a human sacrifice, and I volunteered. Good eating in my legs. I mean, I'd be tempted to eat them myself. With quick, because I'm not much for pain, really. If I go back, they'll think I'm a coward.
I don't want to eat you. I don't want to eat anybody. I just get so hungry. I'm just too big.
But maybe you're not too big. But maybe this town is just too small. Buildings so tall, you can't even see the tops. And all-you-can-eat buffets? Now, you can eat a lot, can't you?
I can.
You're a big man. You should be in a big city.
You're just trying to get me to leave, aren't you?
What's your name, Giant?
Carl.
Well, mine's Edward. But I want to leave with you. Well, it's too small for a man of my ambition. So what do you say? Join me?
So you're gonna go together?
Okay. Now, first, we got to get you ready for the city.
Wonder what the real story was behind this. Like, how big was the man actually?
Right.
Edward Bloom, first son of Ashton. It's with a heavy heart that we see you go.
It's a real person.
But take with you this key to the city and know that anytime you want to come back, all our doors are open to you.
Sure it is.
Find yourself a nice girl now.
Watch your pride, Edward Bloom.
But there was one person whose counsel I held above all others.
The old lady.
She said that the biggest fish in the river gets that way by never being caught.
What did she say?
Beats me. There were 2 roads out of Ashton, and it had developed a reputation for being haunted. Well, since I had no intention of ever returning to Ashton, find out what lay down that old road.
Might as well, huh?
That poet Norther Winslow did. He was going to Paris, France. I guess he liked it. No one ever heard from him again. I'll cut through here, and I'll meet you on the far side.
You're just trying to run away, aren't you?
Here. Just to be sure, you can take my pack.
He just wanted to go through the haunted forest. Definitely does look haunted. Well, the way he tells it, I guess.
Why, you son of a...
Uh-oh.
That would be the worst.
Wouldn't
that be terrible?
Terrible.
Got bit a few times, though.
His pride and admit that he's made a terrible mistake.
Said something spiders.
The spiders would be enough. Warning and spiders would be the only 2 words I need to see.
Came the more rewarding it was in the end.
Could you have done that?
Yeah, I just like the feeling of the web all over me. Ugh. I'd take these spiders over that Harry Potter spider.
Yeah. What a beautiful little town. point? Their shoes are all hung up on the line. Look at that grass.
It's beautiful. I just want to go barefoot in it.
Brad, welcome to you. What's your name?
Edward Bloom.
Bloom like a flower? Here you are right here, Edward Bloom. We weren't expecting you yet.
You were expecting me?
You must have taken a shortcut.
I did. It almost killed me.
Life will do that to you. And you're here now, and that's what matters.
What is this place?
Best kept secret in Alabama. Yeah, last person we had from Ashton, all the Winslow.
The poet? Whatever happened to him?
He's still here. Let me buy you a drink. I'll tell you all about it. I'll have him tell you. Now, son, I already told you. You're early.
Where did he go?
I don't know. It seems weird.
Because he said the last guy, he was still there.
Oh, Fargo guy.
He's in a few movies, but Fargo's one I remember.
Now tell me if that isn't the best pie you ever ate.
It truly is.
Never gets too hot, too cold, too humid, and at night, the wind goes through the trees. Symphony out there playing just for you.
She took his shoes.
Oh, hey,
I'm back here.
She's gonna
Swiped
throw him
him.
up there, yep. It's a really random placement for a town. She got him up there.
there is no softer ground than town.
He's our poet laureate. Come on.
Like, why are y'all trying to keep me here?
It's weird. Just look, there's no road past that little chapel.
Feels so strange and yet so familiar.
There's a lot of expectation. I don't want to disappoint my fans.
May I?
That's all he's got. He's supposed to be a famous poet.
It's only 3 lines long.
This is why you should never
12
show
years.
a work
He said
in
he's working on that
progress.
for 12 years.
3 lines. 1 line every 4 years.
Mm-hmm. Oh. It's always a fear of mine swimming in lakes in Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm. I don't like it.
I got him!
And she just dove off, and that was a stick. That's weird.
There's leeches in there.
Did you see that woman?
What did she look like? Was she naked?
Yes, she was.
It's a fish. No one ever catches her. Coon dog, he had when he was a kid. Back from the dead.
Ew.
Oh, darn.
How old are you?
18.
That means when I'm 18, you'll be 28.
You're pretty good at arithmetic.
That's not much difference at all.
Sure is a lot now, though, huh?
See, it doesn't look like a beautiful, nice little town. It's just
Mhm.
weird.
What about his friends? The giant.
I know.
Roses are red, violets are blue. I love Spectre.
That's all he's got again.
Jenny thinks you're quite a catch.
What?
I said you're quite a catch.
He's like, this is a little weird.
Yeah, the whole thing's strange.
It's been strange since he's strangely happy since he's got there. Look
I have to leave tonight.
Why?
This town is more than any man could ask for. To end up here, I would consider myself lucky. I'm just not ready to end up anywhere.
No one's ever left.
He's so happy nobody's ever left.
How are you gonna make it without your shoe?
Well, I suspect it will hurt. A lot. Now, I'm sorry, but, well, goodbye.
You won't find a better place.
I don't expect to.
Promise me you'll come back.
I promise. Someday, when I'm really supposed to.
There was like a perfect place.
Too perfect.
That night, I reached 2 conclusions. The path is made much worse by darkness. The second was that I was hopelessly and irrevocably lost. These woods would become my graveyard. As difficult as it was to reach Spectre, after all, no man can avoid reaching the end.
Just grabbing his ankles.
Definitely some Tim Burton stuff.
Yeah, but like Tim Burton with an idea like this, like all these kind of like different mini stories
It's cool.
that's told in an outlandish, creative way. Like it's perfect for him, and the music in it is perfect. And I'm willing to bet you it's Danny Elfman, because Tim Burton and Danny Elfman,
They do work together
they work
a lot.
together a lot. I feel like every...
Friend, what happened to your shoes?
They kind of got ahead of me.
In the most recent Newsweek.
I spent a week in Morocco for this story.
We'll have to pick up a copy.
It's an awkward dinner.
I don't know if you're aware of this, Josephine, but African parrots in Congo, they speak only French. You're lucky to get 4 words out of them in English. You'd hear them speaking the most elaborate French. Those parrots talk about everything, politics, everything but religion.
Why not religion, Dad?
Religion, you never know who you're going to offend.
Josephine actually went to the Congo last year.
Oh, so you know.
He's such a fun man.
Hello. Oh, I was dreaming.
What were you dreaming about?
Well, I don't usually remember. It means when you dream about something that's going to happen. Your aunt is going to die. I was so scared, I woke up my parents, but they said it was just a dream. But the next morning, my Aunt Stacy was dead.
That's terrible.
Well, for her, but think about me, young boy with that kind of power. Wasn't 3 weeks later when the crow came back to me in a dream, your dad is going to die. But I could see he was rattled. The next morning, he wasn't himself. Kept looking around, waiting for something to drop on his head. What was going to happen?
It was gonna happen.
Gonna die. Left home early. It was when he finally came back. He looked terrible. I just had the worst day of my life. Had a bad day, she said. The milkman dropped dead on the porch.
Oh,
because, see, my mother was banging the milk.
So he felt the need to explain it. That was hilarious. That was so funny.
I have photos of the wedding to show you. Pictures of your wedding. I've never seen any.
Mother-in-law she was engaged to somebody else. Will never told you. He would have told it wrong anyway. All the facts, none of the flavor.
None of the flavor.
And he's got the flavor.
So this is a tall tale.
Not a short one. I just left Spectre and was on my way to discover my destiny.
They make all the scenes look so cool. Like that last place that he moseyed on into, how perfect it looked. And now look at how cool the circus looks. The colors, everything, how it's shot.
You may think you've seen the bizarre.
That is Danny DeVito.
But I've traveled 5 corners of the world. When I met this man, call him El Penumbra, because when you work beside him, he blocked out the daylight. Not to alarm you, ma'am, he could crush your head like a tiny walnut. He will not hurt a gentle giant.
Why do you get him locked in a cage?
You colossal!
Dang, that's another big man. I was about to say, there's no way he's bigger than that guy.
Even their giants looking up at him.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for coming. Home safely, everyone.
Carl met his destiny, and I met mine, almost. They say when you meet the love of your life...
It does look like a younger version of his wife.
Mm-hmm.
They did a great job casting.
So she was in the circus?
Everything is suspended. Time has stood still.
That is cool.
What they don't tell you is that once time starts again, it moves extra fast to catch up.
So he didn't actually get to see her. That's funny. It's time stood still, but I had to catch up.
What's your name?
It's Carl.
Carl. The term involuntary servitude.
Oh.
No.
Unconscionable contract?
Nope.
Here you go. Mr. Soggy-Bottom, back to sign on it. Thank you. Yeah, yes. Hey, kid, your friend just made himself a star. My attorney, Mr. Soggy-Bottom.
That's a horrible name. And that's his attorney.
What's the matter, kid? I'm so depressed since the elephant sat on that farmer's wife. Depressed? See? The big guy likes it. I just saw the woman I'm going to marry, but I lost her. Oh, tough break. Have to get married before they lose their wives. Life looking for her. That or die alone.
That really was love at first sight.
Let me guess. Real pretty, reddish, blondish hair, blue dress. Yeah. I know her uncle, friends of the family. Who is she? Forget it, kid. Don't waste your time. She's out of your league. What do you mean? You don't even know me. You a hot shit back in Hickville, but here in the real world, you got squat. You don't have a plan, you don't have a job, you don't have anything except the clothes on your back. Well, I have a whole backpack full of clothes. Oh, someone stole my backpack. You were a big fish in a small pond, but this here is the ocean, and you're drowning. I'm gonna find that girl and marry her and spend the rest of my life with her. But I would have a job if you gave me one, and I may not have much determination than any man you're likely to meet.
That means something.
I'm sorry, kid. I don't do charity.
Look, I'll work night and day for you, and you won't have to pay me. You just have to tell me who she is.
Man.
He's got it bad.
Every month you work for me, I'll tell you one thing about her.
What?
That's horrible. He's got in the lion's mouth to get a piece of information about her.
Everything Mr. Calloway had. I'd go 3 days without stopping to eat, 4 days without sleep, or it would be my wife.
The way it's gonna be.
It's Calloway, sir. It's been a month today.
Or daffodil.
How's that gonna help him? And he took it.
Daffodils. Daffodils.
Ew! They had to time that just right for filming, you know that, right?
Time it just right.
Tell me something new about the woman of my dreams.
She's going to college.
She's going to college.
Just sitting around thinking about her. Would you have gotten shut out of the can for
Heck
some
no.
information on me? No?
Oh, for what?
Some information on me?
Shot out of a cannon? Yeah.
I learned a lot about the woman I was going to marry and not where to find her. That time had come. I couldn't wait any longer.
Mr. Calloway? It's Edward Bloom. I need to talk to you. Mr. Calloway?
That is not what I thought the trailer
That's
was
not
saying.
what I thought either.
Carries a gun in his belly? Sad clown.
No, wait!
How do you... That was a terrible shot.
He shot homie.
Discovered that most things you consider evil or wicked are simply lonely and lacking in social niceties.
Hold up, Soggy Bottom just shot me.
Is that Danny? He's a werewolf. Did he save his life?
Didn't kill anything, did I?
A few rabbits.
What?
I think one of them was already dead.
That would explain the indigestion.
Yeah, that's not what I was expecting.
No, not to see Danny's rear.
I didn't think that was going on in the trailer. Goodness.
You may not have much, but what you got a lot of. You could get any girl.
There's only one I want.
Her name is Sandra Templeton. She goes to Auburn. Semester's almost over, so you better hurry.
He finally got the information. And can I add that I don't think this is the first time we've seen Danny DeVito's butt. Ew.
Bye now.
Alright, so now he's leaving the circus.
He trains to get to Auburn that afternoon.
Buddy Holly.
It's getting closer than a roller coaster.
He doesn't have scratches on his face anymore. It's like that was just the same day, he said.
You don't know me, but my name is Edward Bloom, and I love you.
Oh, he's been thinking of her for months.
Trampled a few times. I broke my ribs twice, but it's all been worth it to see you here now, and because I'm destined to marry you. The moment I saw you at the circus, and I know it now more than ever.
I'm sorry.
I'm the luckiest person you're gonna find today.
Oh.
Engaged to be married. But you're wrong. I do know you, at least by reputation. Edward Bloom from Ashton. See, I'm actually engaged to a boy from Ashton. He was a few years older than you.
Yeah. We kept wondering why they were showing him.
Well,
no, he doesn't get it.
Congratulations. I'm sorry to have bothered you.
Stop it. It's not funny. That poor boy.
Fate has a cruel way of circling around on you. There's a time when a man needs to fight and a time when he needs to accept that his destiny's lost. The ship has sailed and that only a fool will continue. Truth is, I've always been a fool.
He's always been a fool.
I love you and I will marry you!
Oh.
So as you can see, if we apply the support of this will be even stronger.
How did he do that?
Goodness.
He's going all out. The thing is they're telling the story like it's real, and so sometimes like, oh, he's going all out, but like this is his version of the story. See? Daffodils. He brought our whole
They're your
field of
favorite
daffodils.
flower.
How did you get so many?
I called everywhere in 5 states. I told them it was the only way to get my wife to marry me.
You know me.
I'll have the rest of my life to find out.
Sandra!
It's Don. Promise you won't hurt him.
If that's what you want, I swear to it.
He's a man of honor.
Don,
What the hell are you doing? This is my girl. Mine!
he belonged to anyone.
He just took that punch like a champ.
Are you too scared to fight back?
I promised I wouldn't.
Stop it!
He's gonna uphold that promise, isn't he?
It was Don Price who was ultimately defeated.
Oh, remember? I didn't know that was Dawn with him.
Put simply, his heart wasn't strong enough.
That kid he was with at the
Yeah, I
witches.
didn't know it was
did.
Dawn, yeah.
Don! I will never marry you. He's almost a stranger and I prefer him to you.
Look at him smiling. His face is bloody. Did you see him smile? I loved it when he said, when the guy was asking his fight back, and he said, I promised I wouldn't.
His stories are so boosted.
Yeah.
Only the groom had changed.
Yeah, you can tell why his son was like all these grand stories at the beginning. 'Cause they're all grand.
But there was a complication.
Is it the medicine that's making you thirsty?
I've been thirsty my whole life. Never really known why. There was a time when I was 11. I was just working on a tangent.
On a tangent.
And they'll tell you stories straight through, but it won't be interesting either.
I like your stories.
You don't have a regular address. So finally caught up with him, and it seems that while
He's in the hospital for 4 weeks from that.
the rest of my body belonged to the U.S. government.
He got
Oh, I
drafted.
got drafted.
Oh, that's horrible.
A hitch in the Army was up to 3 years at that point. I knew I couldn't survive being away from her that long. I timed down to less than a year.
He said I took all the hard jobs.
Steal the plans for the Wong Kai Tang power plant.
And he was reading a book all calm and collected like he's not about to go jump out of plane.
I'm all shook up. Yeah, yeah. I'm all shook up.
Sus, kanina ka pa sa pagod na ako. Ikaw, lang mo lang. Init na pa ako, tinakuis.
Oh, goodness.
Why is he gonna land right there?
兄弟，什么乱七八糟的？下台吧。
Explosions happening in the background while he's doing this.
很漂亮，小姐，为我们演出。
He landed perfectly right there.
Perfect.
Sometimes a girl without a
she won't. No, she can't. Who looks like me? She has one. Any of you got needs? The adventure.
Oh, that's pretty cool. How'd they do that?
2 times the bad times.
Oh,
they're conjoined.
She was turned to the side the whole time.
Twice the will to live. I've got twice the love to.
아, 이것이 왜 이렇게 모자라? 아, 이게...
Night vision.
Need twice the man, 'cause baby.
Pow. The little cheap fireworks.
She covered.
I described my love for Sandra K. Templeton as it had always been. This love was my son. We put together an elaborate plan for escape, Cuba and a small dirty canoe to Miami.
咁我哋去到美國可以做啲乜嘢㗎？
落識到古老街，蘇大少少間。
八號？
喂啦。
And I began an arduous journey. Unfortunately, there was no way to send a message back to America, as the army believed I was dead.
I wonder how often that really did happen. Assumed they were dead and they weren't.
After 4 months, Sandra got over it. When the phone rang, she didn't think it was somehow me calling her. Car drove past. She didn't get up to check out the window.
Can you imagine thinking he's gone?
You never told me how your parents met.
They met at Auburn.
What about the details? How they fell in love?
Yeah, I can't just speak they met at Auburn. We saw how sweet the story was.
It's because most of it never happened.
But it's romantic.
What I know better than to argue romance with a French woman.
Do you love your father?
Everyone loves my father. He's a very likable guy.
Do you love him?
You have to understand. When I was growing up, he was gone more than he was there. When I started thinking that maybe he's got this second life somewhere else. House, and he leaves us and goes to them. Or whatever it is, he likes his second life better. His stories is because he can't stand this boring place.
But it's not true.
He's never told me a single true thing. Okay. I know why you like him. I know why everyone likes him. I need you to tell me that I'm not crazy.
You're not. And I think you should talk to him.
Did I ever tell you about...
Yes.
He needs to talk with his dad.
I know someone who hasn't.
The tree fell on the car, spilling the syrup, which attracted the flies, which got stuck to it and flew off with the whole car.
But the real story is how I got the car. Son.
Can we talk?
Let him tell his story. What's it hurt?
I think I'll get started on these dishes.
Well, at least they're gonna talk.
You know about icebergs, Dad?
I saw an iceberg once down to Texas for drinking water. And there being an elephant frozen inside. The woolly kind, a mammoth.
Dad, am I trying to make a metaphor here?
Question, because people want to answer questions with the thing about icebergs is.
Okay. The thing about icebergs is the other 90% is below the water where you can't see it. That's what it is with you, Dad. I see in this little bit that...
Down to my nose, my chin.
No idea who you are. Told me a single fact.
Told you 1,000 facts. Well, it's what I do. I tell stories.
I think he tells him facts, but they're just embellished.
Lies, Dad. You tell amusing lies. You maintain when your son is 10 and 15. I believed you. Stories so much longer than I should have. And Mr. Bunny combined, just as charming and just as fake.
Oh.
I'm about to have a kid of my own through his whole life, never understanding me.
It will kill you, huh? Want me to be?
Just yourself.
Why?
Just show me who you are for once.
And if you can't see that, it's your failing.
Ooh, that pool.
Oh, yeah, I can remember he asked him to clean it. His dad loved that pool, remember when he called and he was out in the pool swimming. That's a fish.
I decided that he needed to have an office, and you know better than me what's important.
He's not hoarding. All that stuff, I bet you he could find a use for.
What is it?
It was during the war. Your father went missing. They thought he was dead.
That really happened?
Not everything your father says is a complete fabrication. I think I'll go check on him. I need to lie down for a bit.
Sons of Alabama returned home looking for work. Few, I took a job as a traveling salesman.
Traveling is good for him.
Bloom is that I am a social person.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
I could be gone for weeks at a time, but all the money I made into an account, set aside for a proper house, white picket fence.
That was the American dream, a house with a white picket fence. Oh, he must have sold quite a bit.
Yeah, that is a beautiful car.
Stretch from the coast to western Texas.
There's that poet.
Edward? Edward Bloom. It's me, Norther Winslow.
I was astonished.
I want you to know, when you left Spectre, it opened my eyes. There was a whole life out there that I was not living. So I travel. Every day a new adventure. That's my motto.
And what are you doing now?
I'm robbing this place.
Every day's a new adventure.
Alright, everybody down!
From a poet to a robber.
He inspired him.
Slide that over.
He was a horrible poet, though.
Would you mind grabbing that? What?
Who wants him to help him?
And my associate here gonna handle the vault. You help my friend, okay? Let's go!
What did he get himself into?
He's almost being held up to do it, though. You know
Wrong
what I'm
place,
saying?
wrong time.
I'm sorry, ma'am. I just don't want anyone to get hurt.
It's not that. It's just... There's no money. We're completely bankrupt.
That the savings and loan had already been robbed by speculators in Texas real estate.
What? And now they're getting robbed.
No!
He's gonna help him get away?
Oh no, he's wild. He's crazy.
Yeah, the guy was about to run the other direction. Don't you love how we're just getting like what feels like a bunch of short stories?
$400 here. And that's just from the drawer. Let's see what you got from the vault. This is it? The whole vault?
I'm afraid so.
Edward, it's got your deposit slip on it.
Well, I just didn't want you leaving empty-handed.
He gave him some of his money.
I told Norther about the vagaries of Texas effect on real estate prices that made savings and loans particularly vulnerable.
I should go to Wall Street.
Well, my days as a criminal were over.
Edward!
Northers were just beginning.
Northers were just
His first $1 million, he sent me a check for $10,000. My fee is his career advisor to buy my wife a proper house.
It's a beautiful home.
Beautiful.
It was all the riches a man could ever want.
What's he doing?
I was drying out.
Drying out? Oh,
I see. I think we ought to get you
Oh. That is so sweet.
yes, this is such a sweet moment.
I don't think I'll ever dry out.
Imagine loving somebody for that long and having that type of love story and having to say bye. Having to say bye. That's your whole life.
Spectre, Alabama. Is that where she was from?
What was that?
That little town that he was in.
Yeah.
You carry on.
See, it's Bellatrix right there.
Are you Jennifer Hill?
In your will. about we skip the lesson today? We can go again next week.
Do I have to give it back to my mom?
I won't tell her if you won't.
Say less.
I think you think every woman with wild hair is Bellatrix. 'Cause I don't know if
No, that really is her. She was the old witch too.
How did you know my father?
So he was through here all the time, and
Were you having an affair?
why you just said it?
I've seen him with women. He flirts. He always has.
Found this deed. Why didn't you just ask Eddie?
Because he's dying.
She want to know about any of this. It'd be wrong of me to,
What is she gonna tell him?
especially this late in the game.
My father talked about a lot of things that he never did. I'm just trying to reconcile the two.
Is it your father never meant to end up here? Yet he did, twice.
Twice.
First time he was early. Second time he was late. Your father was working for himself. If there's one thing you could say about Edward Bloom,
It's a story about him told from someone else.
people took a liking to him when he hit a thunderstorm unlike any in his life.
Wow, that's a heavy
Golly.
thunderstorm.
Thunderstorm, or did he drive off into the water?
Yeah, he's in the water. Look, that's pretty cool.
That
That
fish.
woman,
Remember she said it was a fish?
Yeah, he said nobody's ever got her. Why is his car up
So the storm got him out, took his car all the way up there.
the tree? We don't know how he got there. It doesn't have to make sense. That's his key.
Key to the city.
Fate has a way of circling back on a man.
That's the city?
Everything's dead.
It's not, and it's paved. It's not the same city.
This town didn't seem the same now that he was older. A new road had brought the outside world to Spectre. Almost everywhere you looked, people were bankrupt.
They ruined that beautiful city.
All streets, lands, buildings, and accoutrements there too. The opening bid will be 10,000.
Can you auction off a town?
For the whole city.
50,000.
He was never a wealthy man, but he had made other men rich, and now he asked for their favors.
He made him rich.
Most of them had never seen Spectre. They only had Edward's words to describe it. That's all he.
All the people he's helped throughout the years.
So first, he bought the farms, and then he bought the stores. Whatever he bought, the people were not asked to leave or pay rent or anything.
Oh.
In that way, he could make sure the town would never die. His trust had purchased the entire town, with one exception. No one would come out here unless they're business. No one would have business with me except for you.
Be preserved, the trust must own it in its entirety.
You'll own the house, but it'll still be mine?
In so many words, yes.
Yeah, then I don't think so, Mr. Bloom.
Sounds like she's not getting the bat short end of the stick.
Changing the way things haven't been changing all this time.
You can ask anyone in town.
Why are you buying this land, Mr. Bloom? Some sort of midlife crisis? Instead of buying a convertible?
Helping people makes me happy.
I'm not convinced you should be happy.
I'm sorry. Have I offended you?
No. You did exactly what you promised. Came back. I was just expecting you sooner.
Is that little girl?
I was wondering.
It is.
You're Beeman's daughter. Your name's different. Did you get married?
I was 18. He was 28.
Yeah.
Turns out that was a big difference.
Remember, she told him it wasn't a big difference.
I won't be selling you this house, Mr. Bloom.
I see. Well, thank you for your time.
How's that door even work? Do you see how slanted the house is?
Yeah. It's okay. Just leave it. Please, just go. Go. The situation would accept that failure and move on. But Edward was not like most men.
Look who he got to fix their house.
Oh, Kurt. Wasn't that his name?
I don't remember.
It was Kurt.
Oh, they both had completely different characters. Well, just one pair of legs.
He fixed up the house.
He found more and more things to fix until the shack no longer resembled itself.
Holy cow.
The best part was coming up with the new material, using only a ukulele and a harmonica.
So that's why he was gone so much. He was rebuilding the town. So he wasn't out because he wanted to be. He was out helping people.
Yeah.
Well,
You could leave it there.
Uh-oh. Because he loves his wife.
Oh.
Don't be embarrassed. I should never have let you think that I'm in love with my wife.
He is, very much so.
And from the first day I saw her till the day I die, she's the only one.
Lucky girl.
I'm sorry, Jenny. I am.
Why, Edwin?
She signed it. That's why he had the deed, though. His son was sitting there thinking he's gonna go finally catch his dad doing something wrong, and really he finds his dad did something kind, because he thought he was cheating with that woman. That's why he had a deed for her.
The house is beautiful now. Now it's starting to come back around.
Look at the city.
Green grass again.
Green grass is back. I wish they'd get rid of that paved road.
And never returned to the town he'd saved.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Remember, there didn't even used to be a road there.
As for the girl, the common belief is that she'd become a witch, and the story.
She was old when he was
That's
young.
what I was saying. How does that match up?
It's logical if you think like your father. See, to him, there's only two women, your mother and everyone else. Man who could never love me back. I was living in a fairy tale. Not sure I should have told you any of this.
No, I wanted to know. I'm glad I know.
So she's the old woman, the old witch. How is she? I don't understand.
It was make-believe. And his other life, you were real.
Now he's starting to feel bad because he was wrong.
He was so wrong. It's just like, I don't understand why he's wants to prove his dad wrong so badly. What's the harm in this?
I just think
What's the harm in the tall tales?
I just think he wants the truth.
Why does it matter? At this point in his dad's life, why does it matter?
Your father had a stroke.
Is he gonna be okay?
I don't suppose that I could. In case he wakes up, I really hope.
In case he wakes up, so he didn't wake up.
Why don't you go home with Josephine? I'll stay tonight.
Is that okay?
Fine.
You'll call if there's any.
Well, I'll call. Do you want some time with Dad?
Yes, tame you.
I feel so bad for her because they're so in love.
Trying to have a heartfelt talk. One of my greatest annoyances is when people try to talk to those who can't hear them.
My father and I never talk.
Your father ever tell you about the day you were born?
Yeah.
Caught an uncatchable fish.
Not that. He ever tell you that?
No.
Well, your mother came in about, on account of your father, was away on business. You were born a week early, but there were no complications. Your father was sorry not to be there.
This is what he's always wanted, is a real story.
And that's the real story of how you were born. Not very exciting, is it?
Yeah, what's the hurt? What's the harm in believing that?
The true version of the fish and a wedding ring, I might choose the fancy version. And that's just me.
I kind of liked your version.
Got the truth. What was the fun in it? What was the fun in the truth?
It's just kind of like life would be bland if you don't spice things up.
Just
Put a little
it's
extra
like,
seasoning
what's
on
the
it.
harm in-
Hey, Dad. Hey, you want me to get the nurse? What can I do? Can I get a little bit of water? The river?
How did that happen?
How what happens? You mean what you saw in the eye? I don't know that story, Dad. Hey, okay, I'll try. I need your help. Tell me how it starts.
Like this.
Okay. It's in the morning, falling asleep in the chair, and I wake up. I see you. Somehow you're better. You're, different. Dad.
He's making it.
Let's get out of here.
Condition.
Get that wheelchair. Hurry up, we haven't much time. We're in the clear. Faster!
Like we're escaping, tries to slow us down. Orderly after orderly.
No time to explain. Stall them!
Out the front, over the curb. Old red Charger is, but it's new, brand new.
Who's red Charger?
You hardly weigh anything. I can't explain it.
Leave it, we don't need it. Water, I need water.
He's always asking for water.
Where are we going?
To the river.
What is he doing with the water?
Avoid the church traffic because the damn church people drive too slow.
There's the guy he told him about moving the cars out of the way. His son is adding some of the stories that he was told. He's putting them in.
And as we get close to the river,
He's here!
we see that everybody is already.
All the people he's helped.
His shoes are on the line. What is the symbolism for your shoes are on?
I think that means you're home.
And I mean everyone.
Oh. Look, he's pointing at everybody.
It's unbelievable.
The story of my life.
Oh, Victor Bennett's there. Look how much he meant to so many people.
Everyone is just so glad to see you and send you off right.
Farewell, adieu.
She's there.
My girl in the
The
river.
girl in the river. Took it out of his mouth. That makes sense, though. He's the fish.
He's the fish.
He's a big fish. He was always a big fish. Oh my god.
You become what you always were, a very big fish, and that's how it happens.
Exactly.
That's how he said it did happen in that. And it did happen, like, to him, that's how it happened. So it was true to him. That story was how it happened. The last thing he saw before he went.
Mom.
That looks like it's Spectra.
Mm-hmm. It does look like Spectre, doesn't it? That road.
It is. It's the church. Oh, stop. He's gonna see his dad was telling the truth. He's gonna see his dad was telling the truth, and he spent all that time telling him all that the stories were lies. Oh, my whole heart. It was all true. They were twins. But they were twins.
Mm-hmm.
They're all, you can tell they're all telling elaborate stories. They're probably talking about him. He's gonna walk in and hear them tell the same stories.
So many times you've forgotten why it's funny, and then you hear it again and suddenly you remember why you loved it in the first place.
That's why his dad always loved water and was asking for water. Because he was the big fish.
Dad, that's breaking it.
That was my father's final joke, I guess.
No, he's telling elaborate stories.
That he becomes the stories. They live on after him. And in that way, he becomes immortal.
Wow.
Way to tear me to pieces. That was so incredibly sweet. Can I say I'm so glad that his son got to see
That he wasn't lying.
that he struggled with basically accepting his father from the very beginning and was trying to prove it wrong. And I kept saying, like, what's the harm? What's the harm? And it was just proof that, like, sometimes it doesn't hurt to just accept people for what they are and what they believe. But it kind of coming full circle with his son telling him that elaborate story and that being the story that he saw in the eye. And then, like, the whole idea of, to me, like, that the time wasn't linear because the witch was that woman.
Right.
He was the fish that he caught at the beginning. So it just had so many creative,
I loved the
cool
love
concepts.
story, and it was super sweet to me.
Yes.
The whole thing. And then, like, you could see at the end, like, he was feeling bad because, you know, his dad may have put a little seasoning on the stories, but for the most part, he was telling the truth. Was not planning on getting emotional today, shedding some tears, guys. But thank y'all. That
I mean, but at the end, how it was so cool at the beginning. I mean, the whole movie was intriguing, all the different storylines. But then to have your heart just like at the end, it was just like it sets you up for like one of the biggest emotional moments. So it was very well written, such a cool story, and I love that Tim Burton is the mind that should have been behind this.
Oh, it was very touching, and it makes you think about your own life. Makes you think about, you know, the ones the close to you that you've lost. But thank you guys so much for that just amazing feel good. I'm not even gonna say feel good, because I mean
it was thought provoking. It
very.
was so very interesting. It created such a soft spot in your heart, and then it jammed all the way through.
But guys, as we always send you out of here, we love you, we thank you, we appreciate you. And remember, every day that y'all wake up, it is a blessing, and that you are blessed. And for your new family members, we welcome y'all to the RSR family. But y'all have a goal every day, just like we do. Let them know.
All right, y'all, let's go out in this world today. Make somebody smile.
We love y'all. Till next time, we'll see you guys later.